I hope there's an islander that can help me soon. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Hello! Today we go backstage, behind the scenes, and inside the score of I have such a mind freeze over the name of this band. Kahulanui. Kahulanui? Did I get that? Kahulanui. This amazing Hawaiian swing band, keeping an oral tradition alive. I love it. And I bet there's some islanders that would know how to dig me out of this little predicament I'm in. Hope you enjoy Inside the Score with Kahulanui and Hawaiian Swing. Hi, I'm Dave Pearson. This is the Creative Channel. Okay, hey everyone. Today we are going to go through the steps of this incredible song called Ka Ua Loku. We're gonna go through the steps that it took to make Ka Ua Loku. Ka Ua Loku. Ka Ua Loku. Okay, this is a Hawaiian band called Kahulanui. Kahulanui. What I do know is that this is work that came to me from my friend Mike Surprenant, who has been a very close friend since we went to Berkeley together. Because Mike called and said, I'd love you to check out this band. And the thing I loved about them was that they are moving an oral tradition forward. The grandfather, and then the father, and now the band is run by the son. And they have kept this tradition of Hawaiian swing alive amongst the Hawaiian culture of singing and playing instruments specific to the island, but mixed with these brass instruments, reeds, and rhythm section. It is really a lot of fun. I opened this track by doing a little review on what the band has done so far. So here's a track that caught my attention. What I heard in there was little snippets of the horns and how they were being used and kind of what of the elements of swing music for big band were part of this culture of the band. So here is the first track that they sent. This is their demo. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Almost like a Freddie Green style guitar, giving all the rhythm. So right there it really defines that anything that the brass or the saxes add are going to have to be complementary to what the rhythm is. Oh, I love that. Descending line. Okay, so when a vocal comes in like that, it's imperative to hear where the space is. You don't want to step on the vocalist. So creating the space and using the space in between there allows for there to be little fills, but nothing too big. There's the space. There's the space. There's the space. Lots of space. Make a big deal out of that. So that's the vocal. So that, once you get that tune figured out and transcribe it in Logic. So I will wait for the vocal to go by, and down on this bottom area you will see this is the piano roll for the vocal. Okay, now you have a good representation visually of what's happening, and this has become a point that I always use in work that I've done elsewhere in the world, where I'm working in languages that I don't speak or have little experience with. And so I'd be sure to get every instance of a lyric notated inside so that I can start to reference how to be able to create the intro for this, which I want to have the clarinet play. So here is now my clarinet, and clarinet is one of the toughest instruments to have in a jazz setting like this and have it not sound like you are honking on a kazoo. Let's go to that vocal section and look at the snippets of figures that we have. Remember, filling the spaces, getting to the place where you're not stepping on the vocal. Now, sometimes there's those cheeky figures that go in there that are purely for setting the tone of the era that you would be in, and this is certainly one of them that will take you to the 20s and 30s. Now that, once it's played on real instruments, it doesn't have quite the Ricky-Tikky sense to it, but it definitely puts you into a time period. Here comes the saxes. So you can see that they sound a bit like a chainsaw chorus, but that is the nature of replicating instruments that actually need to be played by human beings. Now, within that same section, we will find that the brass is very, very light through here. So this time I'll highlight the saxes and the trombones. The vocal is in yellow and trombones are in blue, and saxes are in pink. Do 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 do. Okay, and turn that all on with the demo. Okay, now the next thing that happens traditionally in this type of music is something called the shout chorus, which is the big moment right after the vocal where the band gets to, quite often they would stand up and it would be the signature element of what the arrangement was. So in this particular shout chorus, we have trumpets, trombones, and saxes with clarinet on the top. Again, the clarinet is in orange, the saxes are in pink, trumpets are in green. Although I'm questioning what I'm seeing there in green. Did I really make the trumpets do that much work? Well, let's press play and find out. Few key things. I mean, when I was younger, I wanted them all in every arrangement. But age brings wisdom and also the ability that the pen is often mightier than the player. So ultimately, figuring out what your little signatures for this arrangement are going to be. One of them that I know that I want to have in for sure is this sense where it's bouncing along, bump, 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 and then there's this descending thing that goes bum bum ba da bum dum 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 dum. But it's always bum on the beat, but off, and it resets. So you're playing rhythmically, bouncing things off the beat and on the beat. Off. And then the last bar, you get to be fancy. So within that, we've got that set of landing on the beat so that you can be off the beat for the other bars. Then the other sense is I want to bring this rhythmic, this Broadway idea. It didn't actually exist that much in the 20s, 30s, 40s, but I want to do my part to help the ancestry of this great band move some of it forward in ways that we're using some stuff that has existed in later time from the 20s and 30s and 40s. Let's move into the 50s, 60s. And one of the great Broadway rhythms is this one that goes I love injecting this rhythm into arrangements. You can hear it in a lot of my stuff. Let's do a cutaway to the recording session for Michael Bublé. Here's the same figure played by a big band. That's the figure we're going to use in this, and move it to a Hawaiian sense and take it a little bit earlier in its time period so that it sounds like it was a lick that was part of the 20s and 30s, which is what we're aiming for with Kahulanui. It's good for dancers of any era. So it gives you a good chance, a real Fred Astaire kind of moment to have in there. And I love that this particular song just lent itself to it. So it's nice to have that recur, so we know we've got a few little elements that are going to become the signature, so that if this song was to be performed without anything but the band, you still want to be able to identify what it is, and that is the making of a good arrangement. So let me conduct this for you, all the way from top to bottom. Pick out the part that you want to have. That's your part. Are you pink? Are you green? Are you blue? If you're pink, you're a sax player. If you're blue, you're a trombone player. If you're green, trumpet. If you chose the red, you're clarinet. Ka Ua Loku, kalama o hanalei. Ka Ua Loku, kalama o hanalei. Thanks for being in the band. Thanks for joining us today. Best wishes, aloha and mahalo, all at once.